Hello viewers, here is an AT&T 210 Trimline from the 90s, and we're going to be cleaning and repairing this telephone today. There's two issues with this telephone. The first issue is there's some kind of a connectivity issue between the base and the handset, so we're going to have to investigate these jacks and make sure that they are working okay. Looks like there may be some corrosion on that one, so we'll check into that. And then the whole thing is just overall really gross and dirty, so we have to strip this apart and clean everything. So let's begin with the handset, because I think that's going to be a little bit more challenging. The first thing we need to do is remove that plate where it says AT&T 210, because there's a screw under there. So I'm going to take a knife and kind of pry up a little bit like that, and then I'm going to grab it and get it the rest of the way off. So that's that, and then we have our screw here, which we'll remove. It's a pretty hefty screw. And then we're going to have two clips. There's going to be a clip at the bottom, and there's one up at the top. It looks like that already released. So now we are into the telephone, and we're going to remove these three screws actually to get at the board. Okay, and this will kind of come out like that. And we have another two screws. We're going to remove the microphone, and then 4 screws to remove the receiver capsule. Okay, so now we can pull all the electronics out from the case. Volume switch, spring, hook switch, and the microphone will come out as well. And so we can just go ahead and wash that, and that's going to require some Goo-Go or whatever that stuff is called to get that adhesive off of there. And we'll clean that, and we'll clean those two things. And now this is where we have to start being very careful. This is the microphone windscreen. We'll clean that up. So these dial boards are really kind of flaky. I don't like them. There's 2 tabs holding this on. There's a tab up here at the top and a tab down here at the bottom. Everything in here has to be treated so gently. I'm going to pull up on this and then pull it to the right, and that'll release that clip up at the top. So now we can clean this. The labeling is starting to wear off, but there's not much I'm going to do about that. Now we have the buttons, and we have more plastic clips. We have 5 plastic clips. I'm going to start on the left side, and again, ever so gently raise this clear plastic piece up over the clips. And we'll finish on the right side. Okay, and this, you can wash that part as well. And then we have the actual dialing mechanism itself here. Now the way this works is, okay, actually we have this as well. This can be clean. There's no conductive. I'm losing my vocabulary here from being at home so much. There's no conductive material on here. So now we have this part, which is the actual dialing mechanism. This is where the conductive material resides, and it's a unique design, and it works. And in some ways, it's a little bit more durable than some other designs. But ultimately, it consists of three different parts. I'm not going to take it apart right now in full because there's no reason to. But it consists of three different parts, kind of sandwiched together. And the conductive material exists on, I believe it exists on both these outer two pieces, and it's separated by this one, and then when you press it together, it makes a contact. It works, and I guess in some cases it kind of stays cleaner than some other designs, but as far as repair goes, if any of these traces break, you're out of luck. There's one more component here that we can clean, and that's going to be our ringer switch. So we'll take that off as well. Okay, so that's that. Not much else to do there. So now let's turn our attention over to the base. We got two screws on here that we're going to remove. And it should release very easily, this top part. And there's the ringer. So it is definitely in the base on this one. And see, this is going to be an element of irritation. That switch there is melted on to the board. And so there's really no way to easily separate all the electronics from this shell. See right there that those plastic studs are just melted to secure this switch, which I just don't like that design. The 56 and 5500 series cordless phones do that with a lot of pieces, including the dial board. This tab has to get kind of bent in a little bit, and then it should push out. Alright, so that's free, and now I'm seeing here, just for purposes of information, there's the manufacturer's date code, made on 8/21, and it was sold on 10/25. So it was a hot item back in the day. Alright, so we have disassembled everything. Now it's time to do some cleaning. There was a fatality during the cleaning. The ringer broke off. That has been repaired. Before we begin reassembly, there is one more thing that I want to do, and that is to clean these jacks. They're a little bit corroded, and I'm hoping that that's why we're having the connectivity issue. So I'm going to clean them, and I'm also going to bend the contacts up a little bit such that they will contact the cord with a greater amount of force. I'm going to use the isopristals, and before I isopristle it, I'm just going to scrape a little bit of the surface to get the really heavy corrosion off of there. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'll just go in here like that and kind of push those up a little bit. I'm thinking it may be a good idea to isopristle the cord too. So we're going to do that. The contacts look pretty clean, but there could be a coating of oxidation over them that doesn't seem obvious to the eye. Now you could just replace these ends, but I don't want to replace them unless there's really a reason to, and I don't see one yet. If they still don't work after this cleaning, then perhaps I will replace them. Okay, that's good enough for now. Okay, let's begin with the base. This is a weight. This is what the newer ones don't have, and they really should, because this makes a huge difference. So, that's going to sit there. This has to get inserted into here. It's going to go like this. Okay, and then turn that over, and this is going to sit in here. Like this. It's not an iota of slack there, jeez. Am I doing this wrong? Oh, I think that should go in like that. There we go. This is going to sit in here like this. And then this will close up. And that gets held in place by the front cover, or the top cover, whatever you want to call it. And then we have our 2 screws to secure it. Okay, so there's the base. We have this hook to go in, and you put it into a table. And I got a new one of these. And I know I cleaned that plastic thing that goes over there, but I guess I left it at the cleaning table because I couldn't see it. Got it. Okay, so that's that. Now let's move on to the handset. Getting that spring in place can be a little tricky at times. It's a very flimsy spring. There we go. And let's see here. I believe that flat part is supposed to go up. Let's just make sure that this is working properly with it like that. Oh no, that's definitely not the way it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. So that flat, that long bar goes at the bottom. Okay. And now this goes, actually this, we assemble it on here. And the buttons will go into this plastic thing like that. And then again, we have to be extremely careful with this assembly process. This has to go under those plastic tabs. Very, very carefully. Okay. And it's all working. This is a little tricky trying to get this in here. There we go. Okay, and then we have the ring switch. And just knock this out of there. That's great. Oh, let's get that back in. Okay. And I forgot to wash that, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in backwards. Oh, that's all falling apart. That's got to get replaced. I didn't realize that was so deteriorated. Here's a new piece of foam. And we'll stick that in there like this. Okay, and that's not going to be a precise fit, but it'll accomplish the task just fine. Okay, now we can drop the board in. And we'll get our volume control switch on there. Okay, that's all looking pretty good. That's, I guess, what that loose sound was, is the hook switch. Okay, that's that. Get the cord reconnected, which is not in the greatest of condition, but for a 30-year-old cord, it'll pass. There we go. It's not bad. It's clean now, at least. But you know, it's pretty worn down and beat up, but I'm sure it'll work for many years to come.